Is there any downside to telling your attorney that you don't want to go to trial and in fact you want to settle this case before you ever get close to trial? Would you like to know the answer? Come join me for a walk up the side of a mountain here in St. Martin as I share with you the answer to that question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. If you tell your attorney that you don't want to try this case, that you have no intention whatsoever of going to trial, that's fine. You can have that discussion with your attorney. However, now, if you tell your attorney to go ahead and begin settlement negotiations, knowing full well you have no intention of going ahead and trying this case before a jury of 6 members of the community, now what you are doing is hampering and limiting and hamstringing yourself and your case. Now, what do I mean by that? As your case approaches trial, you are now using that as leverage to try and force the defense to make a move. You want them to either start negotiating or recognize that you and your attorney have no problem whatsoever going to trial. The defense knows that if they go to trial, they are exposed to the same exact risks that you are. And what are those risks? There's a risk of the unknown. There's a risk of not knowing what the ultimate outcome is going to be. There's a risk of knowing that if the case goes all the way to a jury and they reach a verdict, there is the risk that the defense, the doctor, and the hospital can get hit for a very, very substantial verdict. On the other hand, there is a risk that you, the injured patient, and your attorney can get a verdict that is against you, meaning the jury finds that the doctor and the hospital staff did nothing wrong and did nothing to cause you harm and injury, and as a result of that, you will receive absolutely nothing. So all that time, effort, and energy to prosecute this case, you will wind up with absolutely nothing. So when you tell your attorney that you have no interest or desire to go to trial, what you are doing is hampering your attorney in his ability to get the defense to try and go ahead and make reasonable settlement offers. Why? Because they don't want to run the risk either, or at least most of the time. There are many instances where the defense turns around and says, you know what? We think this case is totally defensible. We have no problem going ahead and trying this case. In that instance, any leverage that you might have had is gone. But there are instances where the defense recognizes, you know what? It may not be a great idea to go to trial. It might be beneficial from a business standpoint to go ahead and try and negotiate this case before both of you ever get to trial. In that instance, now, you still have the ability to leverage the fact that you are going to go to trial if they don't make a substantial settlement offer. So going back to the question I raised at the very beginning, if you tell your attorney to tell the defense that you have no intention whatsoever to go to trial, you are doing yourself and your family a disservice, because now you are removing the only key leverage he has if the defense doesn't come to the table in good faith and begin to negotiate. So why do I share this with you as I'm hiking up the side of the mountain? I share it with you because I have a few minutes to help you understand how these types of cases work in the state of New York. You know, I recognize you're likely watching this because you want to see the gorgeous scenery behind me. No. I recognize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you are thinking about bringing a lawsuit but haven't done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.